Oh, thank God that thing is dead. Hey yo guys, Pixie logging back on, and it has been a while. I was supposed to make this video like 4 months ago, but I got distracted. I was working on a personal project and failing my spring classes and mostly just being unemployed, looking for a job. Oh God, the job market is fucking terrible. But I just want to start off by saying thank you guys for the 170 plus people that watched the last video. I know it was a long one for a new kind of video, but hey, I had a lot to say. But this one should not be as long, hopefully. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, after the mild success of selling 820,000 copies between its launch in September of 2007 to March of 2008, Fifth Cell deemed it profitable to make a sequel. So in October of the following year, 2009, Jeremiah and his team released Drawn to Life: The Next Chapter for both the DS and the Wii, but I'm not talking about the Wii one. I've never played it. I ain't even touching that. Anywho, now this is the one I actually remember seeing commercials for, and saw how they hyped up the new drawing system with the limbs and stuff. So I asked my mom to get it for my birthday that year, and I played the hell out of it. So, unlike the previous game, it was not released in Asia, so that means no Japan, no South Korea, and regrettably we don't get the amazing title, Drawn to Life: God's Marionette. And other than that, there isn't really a lot of information about development out on the internet, sadly. So we're just gonna move on. The game starts similarly to the previous one, with the black background with the compressed white noise and dark clouds on the screen. But then a text bubble appears asking, "What do you remember about that day? What were you doing when it happened? And, alright, what else?" And at that point you're given a prompt to draw a picture based on those prompts. So there was a few of them. There was one where it was like, "We were near a forest," or "thick black smoke," or it all happened so fast. Some jumbled up dialogue appears on the screen, and then it shifts to a cutscene, an animated cutscene. The scene starts with Heather running over to a picnic that Joey and Mari are having. She does the pleasantries and all that, but then Mari gives her some food, and it doesn't have color. And she starts freaking out, and then Joey turns into Wilfrey, and Mari looks all ghoulish, and she runs away screaming before her color gets sapped away, and it turns out it's a bad dream. Heather sees that Joey is still sleeping and decides to go outside to the secret beach to get some air. The cutscene does a cool looking title drop with the music swelling, and then it cuts to Heather being at the beach, looking at a strange treasure chest with a scepter inside. And then the scene ends. The scene shifts to Joey still honk-shoeing and Mari rushing into the room looking for Heather. At this point, Joey doesn't know where the heck she is, and they start panicking. They rush outside to seeing the villagers bum rushing Mari, asking her for help with a bunch of things, but she basically tells everybody to shut up for a second so she can figure out where Heather went. None of the villagers know anything, so Mari and Joey head to the creation hall to ask the creator for help, because they're too goddamn lazy to just, get a search party. You start drawing your character, and literally as soon as you put in the first fucking stroke, it just falls apart. Kind of like my midterm grades. Yo! And the color washes away from the creation hall, the two rappers are running away. They come outside to see Wilfrey alive and well, doing his usual shtick of mocking the Raposa. But then the creator himself talks directly to Wilfrey, saying, "Wilfrey, no more. You will not have him. He will fight you. You will win. He's got courage to control."
So you really are the creator? You don't care about us, you only care about him. Doesn't matter anyways, I know your limits. You know that this scepter gives me the power to defeat any of the pathetic heroes. Behold its power!
Wilfrey brushes off the creator's words and pulls out the same scepter we saw Heather with earlier. He begins opening portals, kidnapping villagers. The only ones left being Mari, Joey, Pirate Beard, Crazy Barks, Mike, and Isaac and his kid. But hey, guess his wife finally divorced him, thank fucking God, what a bitch. As Wilfrey jumps into his own portal, it's revealed that he's using Heather as a host. She cries out to Joey, begging him to stop Wilfrey, and drops a pendant before she's taken away. The same pendant from the cutscene. The villagers try to outrun the color disappearing and get cornered at the docks. That's when this big-ass Torterra swims over, and the villagers reluctantly hop on, leaving the village. The villagers look around and find out the giant Torterra is actually an empty village, with a creation hall and a shop. Mari and Joey rush into the creation hall and see a weird-looking mannequin with a bunch of limbs, and this is when you finally get to start drawing. Everything up to this point has taken about 30 freaking minutes. So actively looking through the cutscenes like 30 minutes. Luckily, you can in fact skip cutscenes, thank God. After about 2 hours, no joke, trying to recreate my boy Felix, he has returned! Everybody say hi to him, he's back. Anywho, Joey fanboying asks Felix if he remembers him, and my boy just stands there, disassociating. Same, Felix, same. Mari notices Joey's pockets are glowing, and it's the pendant. He pulls it out like Link and then drops it in the floorboards like a dumbass. So, of course, after just being born, they get poor Felix to do slave work. My boy can't catch a break. Felix goes through the basement of the turtle, don't know how that works, and fights off some chickens to get the pendant back. Afterwards, he meets up with the rest of the villagers in what seems to be a navigation room and gives Joey back the pendant. Starts glowing and then burns coordinates onto the map, and the group makes the collective decision that this is leading them to Heather, so they quickly embark. After the meeting, Isaac shows Felix that he found some template pages to make the new weapons. They are the slasher, the shooter, and the slinger. I decided my first weapon would be the slinger because I think it's neat, and I also just thought it'd be funny if Felix just used to pistol whip people like a yo-yo. It's really funny. Anyways, Isaac tells you he only has enough scrap to make one of them, and honestly, all 3 weapons are great. They all each have 2 to 3 upgrades to them to make them much better to use. So definitely collect coins. Coins are the way to unlock all of that. I'm so glad you have the option to use different weapons in any level in the beginning, because I do think some weapons are better for some enemies than others. As you finish drawing the weapon of your choice, Isaac hears his daughter Cindy call for help and finds her being chased by Bakis into the basement. As you enter the level, Joey gives you a template, allowing you to draw your own help item. I went with the elixir of life itself, Maha Blast, to get the energy to beat someone's ass. And after saving Cindy, everyone goes to sleep for the night, and we get a Joey and Mari scene before we land on the first island, Water Song. The first shot we get of the new area is of Indy, Samuel, and Navy J looking for treasure. Moments later, Joey, Mari, and Felix show up to Water Song asking around about their missing villagers. That's when the gang discover color jars and realize they can use them to restore color to both areas and objects. They start with restoring the house of the little girl, and you surf your way through the first level faraway beach. You come back and restore the ground to access the waterway to the main city. A raposa by the name of Gabriel asks you to remake the lighthouse and find the gong so he could take you back to the main city, leading into the level Rockin' Ruins. Making it to the city, you hear a kid being harassed by the Phantom of the Opera. The kid hides behind Felix as he bucks at the man, Salem, as he gets bored and leaves. Mari and Joey try to take the kid, Miles, home, but he refuses, exclaiming he needs to find the magic conch in order to save his mom, the mayor.
Oh, magic conch shell, what do we need to do to get out of the kelp forest?
Just then, this dumbass raposa comes in and calls Felix an alien, claiming he should be deported. Great. Folks, this is Sock. He will have plot importance later, but just consider him the new main side character next to Joey. Anyways, the gang makes it to the mayor's home and get ambushed by villagers begging for them to restore the city's color. So Felix heads into the level Rhythmic Reef to get more color jars. While Felix is out adventuring, Mari gives Joey the Book of Life and heads into the mayor's house looking for Rose, but finds her butler instead. He allows Mari into the courtyard to see Rose under the pretense of having news about Miles. While there, Mari does her spiel to Mayor Rose, but she doesn't respond. with the butler revealing that she has lost her voice to Salem in a singing contest, and that the only way to restore her voice and save the village is to find the magic conch that was used for the bet and destroy it. So, editor's note here, I forgot to record a lot of footage of the next few levels, so you kind of see Felix's inferior clone, Frank. His health restoration is dextroamphetamine. Anyways, after restoring more of the city and chasing Miles through the level, jiving rooftops, Miles gets cornered and he finally explains what happened to his mom and why he needs that conch. Moments later, Mari and Joey reconvene in the city and have Frank plunge into the abyss for even daring to mimic the beauty of Felix's design and to also get the conch cell back. Oh hey, Felix, you're back. Wait, why do you have that gun? Oh my god! But Felix, why? Okay, that's fair. With the magic conch in hand, the gang brings it to Mayor Rose and the creator breaks the curse on it, giving Mayor Rose her voice back. Mayor Rose asks to speak with Mari in private and begins to tell her that she plans to give up her voice to Miles, killing her. As Mari and Joey and Felix proceed to leave the village, Miles tells them to come back later for a party. Mari, still kind of bummed about the news Mayor Rose told her, takes the group and they leave pretty quickly. It then cuts to Mari and Joey talking about the news Mayor Rose told her. Joey is able to convince Mari to help change Mayor Rose's mind, and the scene cuts back to Mayor Rose talking to Miles. Rose proceeds to bring Miles into the courtyard, and as she's transferring the voice, the creator stops her and tells her it isn't her time yet. Just then, Salem comes in with some sussy goons to take out Rose and Miles, and Felix comes in ready for a fight. He gets pissed and reveals himself to be Wilfrey and proceeds to summon Baki Beard to destroy the city. Felix promptly beats the ghost out of the pirate, and the water song villagers cheer for the group as they say their goodbyes and depart. And in terms of the boss, I know I haven't really mentioned much about him. He's pretty easy because it's the first boss. Like, a lot of the bosses are a lot better than the first game, but at the same time easier. So keep that in mind if you're playing along. We get a Mari and Joey scene where Joey uses the magic conch to promise to Mari he'll always be there for her. But then, the next day, Mari goes missing. They look all over the Turtle Village and check Water Song, but Mari is nowhere to be found. And at this point, the villagers have to get over her missing, and Joey is put in charge, charting their course to the next location. We see Farmer Brown, Chef Cookie, and Count Chocula in what looks to be a mining city, and an old Raposa hauls them away into the mines with robots. Later, Felix, Joey, and Sock land in the new area looking around the place for Mari. We restore the ground for the village and the first level, and this attracts the attention of King Miney, the old Raposa from before, who sends the group to the mines to mine for Banya crystals, his latest obsession, telling them that if they mine enough of the crystals, he'll tell them where their villagers are. What a prick. Oh, with nothing else to do, Felix heads deep into the Banya mines. Going through it introduces you to a new ability, fattening you up and turning you into a blob. Oh, I'm so sorry, Felix. I'll get you a treadmill, you damn big back. As a blob, your movement speed is very slow, but you can squeeze through tight spaces. You also ground pound enemies to make yourself solidify to roll around faster. Basically what I'm trying to say, it's a good gimmick. And the second form you get is even better. So, after mining away in the level, you come back to Joey thinking of a way to save the other Raposa from Miney's antics. While Joey is racking his brain, Sock notices Mari across the lava river and tries to get Joey's attention. Mari takes her sweet-ass time just standing there, knowing that we can clearly freaking see her, before Joey finally turns around and then she dashes away. Felix pursues Mari and goes into another level, returning not with Mari but with the Banya crystals and a Raposa named Mo. Mo and Joey decide to go to the next district to save Key, the head engineer of the robots. Felix meets up with Joey, Key, and Mo after going through the next level, and they decide that they need to stop King Miney's tyranny, but the only way to do that is to use a key to turn the switch, shutting off the Robosa down. Only problem is, King Miney has the key.
Mo mentions Miney puts all of the important stuff in the clock tower, so they head back over there. But King Miney finds out and sends them all to the dungeon, which just happens to be inside the clock tower. Dumbass. With Felix's help, the gang is able to escape the clockwork tower and overwhelm Miney's robots, causing him to flee. He gets cornered and jumbled around by the robots and drops the key into the uncolored lava. Doing this causes all of the robots to crash out, basically. They're harassing villagers, just causing a ruckus. And so, at that point, Key has the idea to make a new key, and Felix has to go and get the materials in a nearby level. You bring the materials to Key, and he quickly makes the new key, and you shut down the chaotic robots. King Miney panics and runs into Wilfrey, who's frustrated with Miney's stupidity, and awakens the prototype giant Robosa, starting the boss of this level. The ground shakes, and weird robotic sounds can be heard from the factory, and Key recognizes it as the prototype. He begs Felix to go into the volcanic core and stop the big scary robot. This boss fight is broken into two parts. The first one being when you fight the prototype by attacking its arms and dodging its attacks. It does a cool attack where it winds up its arm and punches the screen, leaving a cool glass effect for a few seconds. And the other attack is causing waves in the lava to destabilize your platforms. The second phase happens after you take out its first health bar. It sucks you into its internals and you have to fight its eye in one fight, and then you repeat the first phase. Then the second phase happens again, but this time you fight its heart. After doing so, you beat the boss and it falls to the lava and melts. But you know, the more I played these games from my childhood, the more I realized these games aren't hard. I just really sucked. Because man, I hated fighting this boss as a kid. When I tried it for the video, I did it first freaking try. I mean, I will admit it does help that the bosses in this game are much more polished than the first one. But anywho, Felix returns from beating up the prototype and King Miney apologizes for his actions and the village forgives them, with the gang leaving bummed they couldn't find Mari. After the villagers returned home, they began to chart their course to the next island. The scene shifts to Mari in what I assume to be Joey's room, looking for something and getting super pissed. Joey shows up happy to see her, but then immediately she asks for the Book of Life and tries grabbing it from him. She rips out a lot of pages and chucks the book away. Joey at this point is freaking flabbergasted as she threatens him, saying some shit like,
Joey, go home. I don't want to hurt you.
Mike walks in the room after hearing the commotion, and Mari tells him to fuck off. She runs out of the house and gets cornered by the villagers, but escapes through one of Wilfrey's portals. The villagers immediately talk about giving up as Joey sulks, retrieving the remains of the Book of Life. The scene goes dark as the purple clouds reappear. The scene shows you the picture you drew at the beginning of the game, and text follows. Creator, he's in trouble. Why isn't he responding? Text comes in the frame, but it's all jumbled and undecipherable. What's the last thing you remember? All right. Did you hear anything? We can stop now. Is this too difficult? I'll come back later. Thank you. Creator, I need hope. Please. The scene changes to Joey seeing Heather on a secret beach from the first game. She does a gesture and then turns to stone. Joey wakes up from stress napping, but thinking about Heather strengthens his resolve to keep looking for her. Joey gathers all of the villagers and sets sail to the next island, hoping to find his missing friend, lover, girlfriend. I don't know what she is. All of the villagers get together and then set sail for the next island, Galactic Jungle. Before the group lands, we get a cutscene with more villagers appearing out of Wilfrey's portals. They're doing mundane things and then getting arrested for it, setting the tone for this island. Moments later, Felix, Joey, and Sock make to the island and restore the ground so they can look around. It looks to be a type of sci-fi jungle techno city, almost like a kind of terrarium. The restoration of the ground gets the attention of the embodiment of the actually emoji. The first thing he does is start asking the group for proof of citizenship. Looks like they're in modern day America. Neat. Folks, this infuriating Raposa is named Click, the messenger for the Justice Council. He hands Joey a bunch of legal documents to fill out, stating he'll come back with more before they can properly enter the city. That is, unless they can do him a favor, finding a motion accelerator thingy in a nearby level. Felix comes back to see the villagers patiently waiting at a huge, uncolored display at Town Square. So he restores it, and the screen shows a council called the Council of the Democracy of the Republic of the People of the United Space Fortress. Or just the .tot-pot USF Council. Jesus Christ. They announce a new ridiculous law that wouldn't seem so out of place in our shitty government. What's this amazing new law they added? Well, they banned sneezing. Sneezing is now illegal. God, I can imagine a poor guy sneezing and then getting immediately deported for no damn reason, never to be seen again. Well, after the villagers disperse, Click shows back up and Joey asks if they can finally meet with the council to talk about Wilfrey, but Click says, and I quote,
The council is far too important to reside on the ground with common citizens.
So they have to take a special elevator to reach the council at the top of the fortress. Now, this kind of back and forth between Click and Joey happens a few more times before we see Click actually sabotage the group's attempt to reach the elevator, claiming it's broken and that they need to get more parts. After this, Joey just reaches his breaking point, and they ask the creator to make a spaceship to fly up to the council, and we go through a space shooter level to get past their defenses. Out of all of the levels, this one was probably the worst one for me both when I was a kid and now. The upcoming boss is much better. The controls are super slippery, and the most effective way to take out turrets is to charge your gun. But doing this has the charge sound loop, possibly getting stuck even when you're not charging it. So you just hear a super skunk loop of the charge sound effect on top of music, making everything sound super ear grating. Also, I'm not a big fan of enemies coming out of blind spots because the camera doesn't center to the spaceship consistently enough to allow you to see what's in front of you. So you get whacked way more often than you should. Also, this doesn't help considering the bullets you use that you can draw are way too damn small. There have been numerous points where I'm trying to shoot an enemy and the bullets just go right over them. Okay, so Felix blows up the fortress's defenses and makes it to the second part of the island. As the group look around, Joey spots Click again and then confronts him about the elevator working again. Click claims he went looking for them, which is an obvious lie, and Joey just asks about getting to the council, but once again, another elevator isn't working. We have to fix 3 generators to get access. The first of these 3 levels introduces the final character form, the spider. Easily one of the best ones, as you can climb on anything that doesn't have this weird electric web on it. You can swing with the webs and stick enemies in place with the webs. It's really neat. So, with all 3 generators working, you'd think we'd finally be able to talk to the council, right? Right? No! A Spud agent comes to let the group know that Click was banished from the island for trying to infiltrate the council. Joey and Felix just decide to break into the council room themselves, leading to the boss of this area. The boss level is split into 3 segments this time. The first one is a run-of-the-mill platformer level, the second one is that space shooter type level from before, and that third level is a ground level, but you're still using the spaceship controls. After going through it, they make it to the top to see a massive spaceship aggressively flying around them, so they get in their spaceship and go to war. This leads to the second part of the level, where the boss itself starts to attack. It's a space shooter level, where the awkward and slippery controls from before are back and annoying as ever. With the ship, you have to avoid flying enemies and shoot down 3 of the spaceship's thrusters, which I believe to also be the 3 generators from before. Either way, the thrusters will also shoot a projectile at you that you have to avoid, and sometimes they'll cage you in, forcing you to follow the path of the projectiles in order to avoid taking damage. Taking them down leads to the third and final phase of the fight, where the boss spaceship turns into a tank, and you have to drop bombs on it and avoid its laser and other enemies. If you look closely at the boss fight of the tank, you can see that it's clearly Click controlling it. After taking it out, Felix and Joey head to the council room to find that the council isn't even real, they're puppets. A display turns on showing a creepy Raposa face, and Joey, unfazed, enters the curtains that are next to the display to figure out what the heck is actually going on. We see Click sitting in a computer chair surrounded by monitors and spying devices. Joey confronts him and Click quickly tries to flee, but Felix, the Chad that he is, blocks the exit. Click finally breaks down and explains that the previous leader passed away and no one was appointed to take his place, and he wanted to protect his friends. So, Wilfrey came by and suggested that he make the space fortress. Joey, hearing this, makes Click tell the villagers the truth. The villagers are reasonably outraged by this, but Joey, for some fucking reason, decides to stand up for Click, saying that he's a good leader, so the villagers should forgive him. I don't know why the fuck, because, like, personally, I find Joey doing this to be so out of character, as he's seen firsthand how irresponsible and untrustworthy Click is. Personally, I think Click, along with King Miney, should have been exiled from their respective villages or something. Like, them being so quickly forgiven after you see the abuse they put on their villagers is just insane to me. But either way, the group leaves the village with more questions than they do answers, and they get ready to set sail once again. The villagers head into the map room to chart their next course, when Isaac and Sock complain that the search for Mari and Heather is going nowhere. Wild claim to say, since, you know, the guy has contributed nothing to fucking anything. Joey, frustrated, reminds the villagers that Wilfrey ruined their village and kidnapped their people. He states that if the roles were reversed, he'd want them to come rescue them if they were in trouble. Boosting morale, Joey takes out the pendant to chart course, but nothing happens. During all the panic and commotion, Sock asks Joey if he can borrow the pendant, and he agrees. Meanwhile, Joey, Isaac, and Pirate Beard continue bickering without noticing Sock leaving. Joey asks for it back in the middle of their squabble, but Sock is outside, and the villagers go out to look for him. They corner Sock, confused by his unusual behavior, and Joey asks for the pendant back. But Socks, without saying a word, chucks the pendant into the ocean. Joey begs for an explanation, and Socks reveals himself to be fucking Wilfrey in disguise the whole time. Wilfrey taunts the villagers, saying that without the pendant, they'll never find his castle, and then he leaps into one of his portals, getting away. Pirate Beard apologizes to Joey for bickering earlier. Here's something Isaac never fucking does, and he still continues to bitch and moan about fucking everything. You know what? Honestly, I'm putting this motherfucker on the list. Folks, this is the list of gay people I don't fucking respect. Like, this guy is just consistently a bitch every time I see him. He's on the list. And by gay people, I just mean stupid people. Don't get your fucking panties in a twist. I am not homophobic. As all the villagers leave the scene, Crazy barks and notices the hat that Sock left and decides to use it as a sail. The scene changes to Joey stress napping again as he's back in
The void.
Huh? Where am I?
Mari, Heather, you're both okay. Mari? Heather? Creator? Where are they? We have to save them. Oh, we don't know where to go. We are lost. Wilfrey. Please, Creator, if we're almost out of time, help us. Tell us where we need to go. But the captain says we're off the map. He doesn't know how to get us home, much less how to find Mari and Heather.
Save us! Scrubby's Ark!
Joey wakes up and remembers the phrase, Scrabby's Ark. Confused by what it could mean, he leaves his room to talk to Pirate Beard about the phrase from his dream, but notices the sail Carrie Barks is using is flowing in the opposite direction of the wind. Joey puts together the mistake that Wilfrey made was leaving the hat. So, Joey tells Pirate Beard to turn the ship around and follow Sock's hat, taking them to the final island, Wilfrey's lair. The villagers comment on seeing the castle in the distance and start preparing for the worst. They make land and see the island as a merger of the previous 3 islands, which personally I'm not a super big fan of. Like, it's okay, but coming from a dev perspective, it feels like they just didn't have enough time to make more assets, so they had to reuse some. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just more of an aesthetical choice for me. Like, they really should have committed to the whole haunted Victorian era castle vibe that the later stages of this island have. Just then, Mari shows up telling Joey to basically leave. Joey doesn't think it's really her till Wilfrey comedically walks into frame saying he never turned into Mari, and that she willingly came to him. Wilfrey snarks at Joey, telling Mari he wouldn't get it, as if we're expected to believe that they're kindred spirits or something. Then Mari has the audacity to say that the two of them have an understanding, and that Joey is too strong-willed to see it her way. She tries to convince him, but Joey puts his foot down, exclaiming that if she's with Wilfrey, she can't be trusted. We restore color to the ground, and Mari tells Wilfrey to grab Joey. The villagers don't even react, they just fucking leave. They go back to the turtle village without saying a word. But then, a voice calls out to us, and we find out it's the fucking mayor from the last game. I guess he's like a force ghost. He tells Felix that in order to remove the barrier to Wilfrey's castle, he must collect an orb from each village and make pedestals to place them on. There's about 2 levels for each area, one to get the orb, the second to get the missing page to make the pedestal. Ah, good times. Just like the old game. So, after beating the levels and placing all the orbs in their pedestals, the scene shifts to Mari, Wilfrey, and Joey returning to Felix and the rest of the villagers. Whatever was revealed to Joey definitely shook him to his core, because Mike, the human, tries to calm Joey down, but he tells Mike that he doesn't really understand how important he is in the grand scheme of things. But Joey does eventually calm down and sticks to his resolves to still stop Wilfrey and Mari. But as he says that, Mari has a flashback with her father talking about sacrifices for the greater good, and this convinces her to rejoin Joey and stop Wilfrey. Man, what a two-faced bitch. I mean, he's so flimsy, man. How do you go from being like a creator zealot from the first game to this so fast? Crazy work. So, Felix restores color to Wilfrey's lair after beating the first level, and Wilfrey comes out to try to convince the villagers of the truth. Wilfrey drops a fucking bombshell that if they restore the color and defeat him, the entire world will be destroyed, Raposa included. All of the villagers react in the expected hysteria, but Mike says there might be another way and he doesn't want to see this world die. Mari gets saddened by Mike's words and does her trademark running away sad strat. Wilfrey talks some more shit and ushers the Talons to Felix to come fight him. Final level is your run-of-the-mill kind of level, but it really does incorporate like both the different weapons you use, and it also incorporates like hazards based on the different forms your hero can take, which I think is really nice. There's really not a lot to say about it. It's not really that long either, but the final level is way easier than the final level of the last game. Like, I breezed through that shit in like 3 minutes, but after going through it, the final showdown begins.
Aw, the poor little hero who lost his color. Feeling weak. Just like the ones that believe in you. But do they really believe? They're too busy looking out for themselves, risking everything for fame and glory. Hoarding resources and writing rules to support the structure instead of the life it was meant to protect.
Ooh, bars!
Now blinded by the beauty of creation, They have lost connection to the world that we create. The perfect storm is at hand, and with it I will end your reign of tyranny once and for all.
This is crazy. I can't believe we're doing this.
I wish there was another way, but there isn't.
How could this happen?
Please, everyone stop. I am your mayor. The Book of Life was given to me by my father. You followed him, and you followed me. What we told you is real. It is the truth. Enos needs our help. We need to ask the Creator for help if we have any chance of succeeding.
Didn't we do that already?
No, I mean all of us, together. Creator, hear us. We cannot do this on our own. You have given us so much, but we need you now more than ever. Help us, Creator. Help us and help Enos stop Wilfrey before it's too late. Guide us and grant us the courage to persevere. Please give us strength to do what is right. We put all our faith in you, Creator. Please hear us in this dark hour.
Wait, what? Whoa, what the fuck? What? No! What? No! This can't be! I will not let you control us! Your power will be your own undoing! Now behold my ultimate creation!
When I say this boss fight is night and day compared to the first game, I mean it. Unlike the previous game that had 3 phases basically, the second game only has 1 phase, and it's really easy. Don't let my health confuse you, I was not putting any effort into this. All you gotta do is pull out the sword, per my recommendation, and just jump and whack. The more sword upgrades you have, the easier the fight is. Wilfrey will occasionally turn his little thundercloud into a tornado to suck you in to do damage, but just run to either side of the arena and just hold the run button down. Other than that, he just shoots lightning that you have to jump over, and that's it. That's the fight. The fight literally takes under 3 minutes.
Not again! Fuck you!
Heather!
Joey, I missed you so much. Thank you for saving me. Wilfrey wouldn't let me speak. I wanted to tell you.
We know.
We need to get back to where it began. Let's go home. This is it.
No, we don't have to do this, Mari.
Yes, we do. You know we do. Creator, we're ready.
I'm scared, Joey.
I know. Me too.
Mari, you never told me what Wilfrey showed you to make you do all this.
It was you, Mike. You showed me. You.
through shapes and shades, build a blinding stage where beauty's made. But when your colors fade, everything will change. I'm trying hard to imagine better. Daydream him, I'll wait forever. I'll pray, ever I'll pray, ever I'll pray, ever I'll pray, pray, pray.
You sacks of shit. You thought you were gonna get the fun ending? Nah, we play the real one.
Create a place through shapes and shades, build a blinding stage where beauty's made. But when your colors fade, everything will change. I'm trying hard to imagine better. Daydream him, I'll wait forever. I'll pray that our paths blur together. It might not be true, but it's the best I can do. It's only to keep a little piece of you. I can keep it inside, I'll have to shout it out loud. All of the things I couldn't live without. And I'm pouring my heart, and I'm spilling my soul, and I'm taking a breath, and he's giving his all. And I wanna walk out from the trouble I'm in, 'cause I'm really not sure where to begin. And if making it will make it better, better than it was before, and lies could bring us close together, so I won't be lonely no more. Pretending it doesn't matter could help me pass the time. Make believe he'll hide forever. This is real life. This is real life. This is real life. Oh, oh, oh. This is real life. Oh, oh. It's time to see the real life. Paint your world full of tones. Write the story so you know how it goes. But my heart's alone till he comes home. He'll make a decision, he'll have no choice, and I'll hold him close. He'll hear my voice, and I'll pray we're together forever. Take a deep breath, go for a walk. Wish you were here, 'cause we've got to talk. I can keep it inside, I have to shout it out loud. All of the things I couldn't live without. And I'm pouring my heart, and I'm spilling my soul, and I'm gasping for air, 'cause he's getting it all. He wants to wake up from the dream he's been in and start it all over so we can really be. Making it will make it better, better than it was before, and lies could bring us close together, so I won't be lonely no more. Pretending it doesn't matter could help me pass the time. Make believe he'll hide forever. This is real life. It's time to see. One's taking the steps and he's making a stand. He's pulling down walls and doing all that he can. He's through with black and white and drawing the lines between make-believe and real life. This is real life. This is real life. Oh, oh, this is real life.
Like, what the fuck was that? Okay, so, as you can see, we got two very different fucking endings. The original one that I showed you, before I showed the realistic looking one, is from the collection version of the game. The one that has both the first and second game. The one I played was on the original cartridge. That's the other thing I showed you. If you've been playing along and following along, you'll notice that even in the first game, this whole coma shit was implied, which is insane to think about, and it's crazy that they dumbed it down. I still think about this shit, bro. I'm over here teary-eyed thinking about that shit. That was crazy work. But yeah, so basically, if you were basically, Wilfred was supposed to be the representation of, or the devil, either one, interchangeably. And the whole pun on Drawn to Life is, if you really think about it, is you're basically drawing the color back into Mike's head to, wake him up. Really fucking nuts. Holy shit. This was rated E, by the way. Rated E. Crazy shit. But, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Like, oh my god, you could explain all of the weird character flaws and shit as just Mike's subconscious just being all jumbled up and all over the fucking place. Like, I hate coma theories, but I respect this one only because it clearly was, like, intended from the get-go. But man, holy shit. But seeing all this just makes the new one that came out like 3 years ago more fucking infuriating. But okay. You can watch some other videos of other people trying to decipher and all that, but that's literally all it is. But now let's talk about gameplay for once. So as soon as I started the first level, I immediately noticed how much better the controls feel. It's not as clunky, and actions you do are more responsive. So you have all the moves you started with the last game except the shove move you had has been replaced with a kind of punch attack. But you also get a fucking double jump, which is awesome. And just like last time, you're able to edit your character or weapons in the pause menu of any level. Unlike last time where you were given one type of weapon for a world and that's it, you can actually switch between 3 weapon types like I mentioned earlier. So thank the creator for that. As you're going through a level, you will see a collectible, the pirate coin. I cannot emphasize this enough. You do not need to collect these. They literally only unlock 2 music tracks that you can listen to on YouTube. Like, oh my god, as a kid, I thought collecting these would either unlock like a secret boss or get me a different ending. Nope, not even a developer's grove. Also, just letting you know, collecting all the missing villagers, just like collecting all the pirate coins, is absolutely fucking nothing. Yippee. Something I noticed with this game is that it's really polished, but also kind of short, lacks a bit of content. Like I said, there's no developer's grove. Like, you don't get a bonus for collecting shit. And there aren't as many levels, but the levels you get are much better than the other ones. So I kind of take it or leave it. It can go either way. But I also don't like that compared to the first game, you can't check how many pirate coins and villagers you saved when choosing which island to go to. And while I believe the bosses are way better in this game, it honestly makes me wish there were more bosses. Like, I kind of wish the final boss had at least another phase or something. Like, bro hyped up his ultimate creation, it's just a storm cloud. Okay, Wilfrey. And there aren't as many obstacles to draw in a level in comparison to the first game. But other than that, I think Drawn to Life 2 is a pretty good fucking sequel to the original. And I really fucking wish we got a third one. That ending though, holy shit. But yeah, didn't expect this to take so long to come out. It has been a fucking year at this point, basically. And I also didn't think this video would be as long as the last one, so sorry about that. But either way, my name is Pixie Bixie, and I'm logging off.